Today I want to share 9 behaviors with you that attract men like a magnet. So in case you don't just want to attract any random guy, but you want to attract a high value man, a high quality man, a man who can actually hold down a job and who's preferably also educated, who has a good personality and who has a kind heart. If you want to attract such a guy, you need to do one thing. And this gets even more important the higher earning he is and the more stressful his career or business is. And that's to give him peace. And what I mean by giving him peace is that you work on your own emotional intelligence and your own emotional well-being first before you actually think about dating such a guy. And this is not something that I exclusively recommend to women. I would say the exact same thing if I would be talking to a man who wants to attract a high-quality woman. Because once you can find peace in yourself, and you are at peace with yourself, then you can create a peaceful environment in a relationship. And that's something that I also had to learn, and sometimes the hard way. I went through a very deep trauma healing journey. And during that trauma healing journey, I came out on the other side being a more kind, loving, understanding, and empathetic man. And as a result of that, I also developed this true sense of self-love. And as a result of that, I'm now able to live in a very fulfilling relationship, and I give my girlfriend peace while she gives me peace. And if that's still an abstract concept for you, I want to give you a very simple example. What often happens in relationships when people haven't done the work, and by doing the work, I mean they haven't looked at their own emotional well-being, they haven't improved themselves, they haven't healed their own trauma. What often happens in these relationships is that people get triggered by every tiny thing that somehow reactivates this trauma from the past. Even if it's just leaving a cup outside that should be in the sink, or even if it's just not wiping the table after dinner. No matter what it might be, there are small things that lead to such big arguments that are completely unnecessary. Do you know what I do when my girlfriend does something that would have irritated me before my trauma healing journey? I just smile, I hug her, I give her a kiss, and I then simply tell her what I would like her to do the next time, or I simply, if it's something small, do it myself, smile at her, and everything is okay. And she reacts in the exact same way with me, because we've both healed our emotional trauma. And me and my girlfriend, we both had trauma in the past. I mean, every human being has it to some extent, some more, some less. But the important thing is that when you truly understand to give a man peace, by gaining peace inside of you, by being at peace with yourself, with your past, and also with your emotions. And when you have the ability to control your emotions in a healthy way, that doesn't mean you suppress them, but it means you simply don't have these random triggered emotional outbursts that so many people who have not done the work always have. Then you can attract high-value men like a magnet. Then you will be the one woman who gives him that peace. And this is absolutely priceless. And if you want to work on that with me, if you want me to help you to go through that process, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/coaching and you can find out more about the different coaching sessions I offer. And yes, I'm a certified coach, but I'm also a certified hypnotist. And especially when it comes to resolving beliefs and resolving emotional triggers that are related to your past trauma, a hypnosis session might be a good idea. And another behavior that attracts men like a magnet, at least the right man, is financial independence. And this is something where a lot of women who I've coached in Skype coaching sessions, they don't really believe me when I say this, because they think that men are intimidated if you are financially successful. But that's not the case at all. Insecure men, yes, they are intimidated. Men who think that they have to prove themselves to you by being better than you in every aspect, these kind of men, they are intimidated by it. My girlfriend, for example, she has a job and she also has a business on the side. She's very financially independent. And I don't just admire it about her because this also shows me that she has certain qualities that I admire in a human being. But it also shows me that she's with me because she loves me and not because I'm financially independent or because I'm financially successful. Because she doesn't need my money. She makes her own money, and she's with me because she truly loves me, and I know that's the case because, well, she's completely financially independent. She's not dependent on me. That doesn't mean that if you, for example, are dating a guy and you then decide to start a family with him and you trust each other and you love him and he knows that you love him and he loves you and you know that he loves you, I mean, I hope I didn't get the you and I and you and him now mixed up, but you get what I mean. The relationship is built on a foundation of trust. Then, of course, if you want that, you can decide to, for example, when you start a family, stay home with the kids and he's the breadwinner. That's totally okay. But especially at the beginning of a relationship, the idea of you not being dependent on him is very, very attractive for a lot of guys, especially very high net worth men, because they are always paranoid about whether or not a woman really loves him or if it's just because of his success. And if you're then also on the first date and second date and third date are on time for the first date, second date and third date, then you're winning big time. Because so many women, and I know that from coaching sessions, are brainwashed with this idea that it's a good idea to make a man wait at least 15 to 20 minutes on the first date. I don't even know why so many dating coaches tell you this lie, but it's absolutely terrible. Because yes, low value men won't mind. They will simply look at you and say, oh, it doesn't matter, I will do everything for you. But a high value guy, a high quality man has options. Always keep that in mind. And especially very successful men value punctuality. And of course, in this case, I admit it, I'm a little bit biased because I'm German and we Germans are obsessed with punctuality. Yes, the stereotype is true. I admit it. However, I think it's also important if you are from another country and the guy that you're dating is not German, that you are valuing his time in the same way as you want him to value your time. And show respect to everyone. Treat every human being you encounter with respect. And I think you're already doing this because every woman who I've ever coached in a Skype coaching session was an amazing woman. So I'm also sure that now that you're listening to the Get Him Keep Him podcast, that you are an amazing woman and you do that naturally. But always remember that for men, especially high quality men, it's important to see that you treat everyone with respect. I had multiple friends and business partners, very high net worth guys, who told me that they decided to not text a woman back because she was rude to the waitress or to the waiter, and that for them was a huge red flag. Always keep that in mind. And if you then also turn his head into jelly and his brain into pudding with your confident walk, ooh, this behavior can also make men really attracted to you, especially if you let your hips talk and if you then also practice what I call attentive listening, which means that you're listening to him in a way that really shows him, yes, I'm engaged in the conversation. Yes, I want to find out more about you. Yes, I'm interested in finding out who you truly are. And of course, you don't only want to listen to him. You also want to make him obsessed with you. And if you want to find out how 7 of my amazing coaching clients used a very specific method to make the man of their dreams obsessed with them, you can go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession. And if you, for whatever reason, don't want to read about their experiences, you can also directly go to gethimkeephim.com/video. That's gethimkeephim.com/video. Watch this video till the very end, and then you can find out how you can make men absolutely obsessed with you so that they won't even look at another woman anymore, and that yes, even the most commitment-phobic man will decide to commit to you. And if you then also combine vulnerability with spontaneity, then you will make every man addicted to you. And here's what I mean by that. You give him the opportunity to open up by opening up first. You share something about your past. You share your fears with him. You share your worries with him. You share your goals with him, your dreams, your ambitions. And yes, this requires vulnerability. But this puts you in this beautiful position where you allow him to do the same, because men have been conditioned over centuries to not open up, to not connect with their heart, to not be honest about how they feel. And if you take the first step and you then allow him to take the second step and to also open up, then and only then will you be able to form a deep connection and a deep bond with this man. And if you're then also spontaneous enough to go on adventures with him, to go on adventurous dates and to make memories while you give him the chance to open up and to be vulnerable with you and to connect with you, to bond with you, that's how you attract men like a magnet. And I want to briefly mention it again. If you also want to have the power to make any man obsessed with you, yes, also the man of your dreams, you can click on the first or the second link in the description. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.